Hey guys, we're doing the 24 Days of Christmas Stories, and today is December 2nd, and the second story is Christmas is for Sharing by Richard Warner. I knew that Homer had wanted canyon boots for as long as I could remember. He was 11 and I 10, and we had spent many nights under the blue quilt in our cabin talking about how great it would be to have some real boots. Boots that would climb through thorny bushes and would ward off rattlesnakes, would nudge the ribs of a pony. We had planned the kind of leather that they should be and what kind of decoration they would be and what kind of decorations they should have. But we both knew that it was just talk. The Depression had been hard on Father's business, and even shoes for school were usually half-soled hand-me-downs. Christmas that year had promised, as always, to be exciting, though mainly because of the handmade things that we'd worked on in school for our parents. We never had money to spend on each other, but when we had caught early on in our lives a sort of contagion from our mother. She loved to give, and the anticipation of the joy that just right gift would give to someone infected our whole household. We were swept up in the breathless waiting to see how others would like what we had to give. Secrecy ruled, open, exaggerated secrecy, as we made and hid our gifts. The only one whose gifts and hiding place that we never discovered was my grandmother's. Her gifts seemed to materialize by magic on Christmas morning and were always more expensive than they should have been. That Christmas, I was glowing because my mother had been so happy with the parchment lampshade that I had made for her in the 4th grade. And Father had raved over the clay jewelry case that I had molded for him and baked for him. Gil and Emmylou had been pleased with the figures that I had whittled out of clothespins, and Homer had liked the scout pin that I had bargained for with my flint. Then Grandma started to pass out her presents. Mine was heavy and square. I'd been sick in the hospital that year and then on crutches, and I'd wondered how it would be to have a rector set to build with. Grandma just had a knack for reading our minds, and I was sure that that was what it was. But it wasn't. It was a pair of boots, brown, tangy, smelling leather boots. I looked quickly at Homer's package. His was a sweater. He'd needed one all fall. I wanted to cover my box before he could see what was in it. I didn't want the boots. They should have been his. He came toward me to ask me what that I had received, and I started to say, "I'm sorry, bruv." But he was grinning and shouting, "Hey, everybody, look what Richard got." He swooped up the boots out of the box and fondled them like a treasure, and then sat down on the floor at my feet to take off my half-soled shoes and put on the brand new boots. I don't remember how the boots felt, nor even how they looked, but Christmas rang in my soul because my brother was glad for me. I love you guys. Merry Christmas.